Well, hey guys, LongHaul Larry, and I am in the hospital. I guess I need to explain to you guys what's going on. Um, what happened is I was working on some trailers at the yard at the shop, and I was out in front of the road out there, and I had been working on one of the trailers pretty much all day, and and all night and stuff, and I was knocking out all the things on the list, and I was really proud of myself. I got an inflation system working that wasn't working and stuff, and I went to go put a a tracker thing that the boss has wanted to put on all these trailers, and he wants it above where the reefer is, and he had bought this ladder, and I showed it in videos and stuff. It was kind of chimsy, and I kind of said something to him when he bought it, and he was like, "Oh, the other mechanic, he liked it," and the other mechanic was like, "I used it. I won't say I liked it." But I put that thing up against there and started climbing up there, and as soon as I put my hand up on the top of the reefer, and I was carrying the tracking box up there with me, the ladder it was this round cheap thing, and the ladder just kicked straight out right towards the ditch, and I had my hand on the side, and I tried to do everything I could to grab it, and my feet went with the ladder, so my feet went straight out like this, and then I just fell, and my hand broke loose, and I fell straight down. The ladder hit the ground, and I came down, and I landed sideways on top of the ladder, and my spine actually dented the ladder about that much. The poles on them are about like that big, and one of them you can see where I hit. It was actually right where my spine hit. I actually made a crease in it about that deep. It was pretty bad. The boss, he saw it, and he was like, "Wow." He goes, "You dented metal." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I when I hit, I ended up. I'm on a lot of drugs right now, um, for pain and stuff. I have a lot of drugs going on, so just understand that. But when I hit on a ladder, and then my head flew back and was right on the edge of the blacktop, and I smacked the back of my head on the blacktop too, and I think I knocked myself out. I woke up a while later, and I started like wiggling toes and arms and stuff, and my left leg wouldn't work. And I was sitting right by the UD, and I was sitting by the UD, and my phone was on the back of the UD. And so what I did is I tried to like army crawl over to it, and I was able to get to it, and I reached up, grabbed my phone, and I pulled my phone down, and I went to I was going to call the boss. Basically, I was thinking I would probably have to go to the hospital, get an x-ray, and I sent him a message, and this was I think about 1 in the morning, something like that. You have to excuse me here. And it was like 1 in the morning, and he didn't text me back. Oh, wait a minute, that's not how, I'm skipping some. Well, anyways, I grabbed my phone, and my phone was dead. It didn't have any charge, and so my charger cord was actually hooked into the inverter that's in the front of the UD. And I did this whole crawl thing with my leg not working, and I pulled on the vise and the door and stuff with the other hand, and I pulled myself up in the air, and I kind of scooted up to the front of there. Got in, and I plugged my phone in, and then I sat there, and let it charge for a little bit. Then it came up, and I sent a message to the boss, and I said, listen, I think I've just broken my back. And I sat there for a couple minutes longer, and I was kind of sitting up a little bit, trying to evaluate what my problems were and stuff. And my left leg started working. I started getting like a tingling feeling into it. I figured it was just a pinched nerve, and probably from me crawling around, I probably unpinched it, whatever, but it started working again. It just has a really sharp shooting pain when the nerves, it's messed up. But it started working again. And I sat there for a while, and I was going to call an ambulance. And then the boss, he got back to me, and he said, do you need me to come over there? I was like, yeah, duh. And so I went out of the truck. I made it out of there, and I was going to try to get up to the office, and I was all greasy and grimy, and I wanted to get up there and get my hands clean and stuff before I went to the hospital. And I tried making it up there and stuff, and I could shimmy. If I could walk, I could like lean forward. I could put my hands on the top of my knees and push my top part of my body off of my lower part of my body. And I could actually kind of do a little shimmy thing. And I did that for a while, and then I actually got down on my hands and knees, and I was doing this crawling thing, and then my boss showed up, and I was able to get back up again, and I made it the rest of the way. And I told him to bring me a bag of ice. I thought maybe if I sat on some ice, maybe that would help. Maybe I could just crawl in this semi and go to sleep, you know? And he put the bag of ice in the chair in the office, and I sat down on it and put where it was hurting really bad on the ice. And I sat there, and then he went out and like picked up my tools and stuff. And basically anything that was value he picked up. And I told him, I said, just go pick them up, and then anything that, you know, other stuff around, you could just, the other mechanic guy, when he comes in, then he could clean all that up. And so he was running around doing that. And I sat there with that bag of ice for a while, and I thought it was maybe feeling a little better. And then I tried to move, and I was like, no, this is a trip to the hospital. Got to go to the hospital. So he came. He came up there, and he pulled his car right in by the office door, and I came out and shimmied into his passenger seat, and I tried to hold myself up on the sides and everything, and push up on the glove box thing and hold up on the handle on the ceiling, trying to pull my weight off of my lower back, because that's where it, if the weight was on there, it was just killing me, and tears just coming out of my eyes. And we went to the hospital in Frederick, and he ran me in there, and I checked in, and you know, anybody knows emergency rooms, that's not fun. But went through all that process and everything, and he called my name, took me into a room, and the lady asked me, what's wrong with you? And I says, I think I broke my back. And she's like, no, you didn't. If you broke your back, you wouldn't be walking. And I was using a wheelchair thing to help myself, to push down on, to keep the weight of my upper body off my lower back. And she was like, you have to sit in a wheelchair. I'm like, ma'am, I can't sit down. And she was like, well, then you got to get on this bed here, and this gurney. I said, I'll sure try. And she grabbed me in my arm and like pulled on my armpit and pulled me over. And it felt like somebody just, like a shotgun just shot through my spine or something. I collapsed right on the ground. And then they called in a whole bunch of people. I couldn't get it back off the ground. And they called a whole bunch of people in. They picked me up, put me onto the gurney. And then it became a serious thing. And then they all went, okay, so something's not right. Something's big here going on. So they they took me down and did x-rays, and then I don't know what kind of machine they took pictures of it. I don't think it was an MRI. It kind of looked like an MRI. It was kind of round thing that you went into, but it wasn't. I don't know. But I went into that stuff, and the doctor came in there and explained to me that I have some vertebrae that are shattered, and I have two vertebrae, I guess. I don't know exactly, but they're your T vertebrae, which what is that called? Thoracic. Thoracic vertebrae, and it's kind of like where your ribs start and stuff. That's why I'm coughing and stuff. It just kills you. And he said this is a big problem, and he contacted a neurosurgeon over here in Baltimore. And the neurosurgeon looked at everything and said, we need to get this gentleman here right now. And so they set up a whole transfer thing, and they rushed me over here, and the doctor came in and talked to me and said that first it was yes, you got pieces of stuff floating around in there and everything else, and we need to get this taken care of, because if one of these little pieces of bone or something cuts into your spine, you'll be paralyzed and won't be able to walk for the rest of your life. And I was like, just do what you got to do. I said, what does it entail? And she was talking rods and screws and stuff. And I said, go for it. Get it done. And then all of a sudden she left and stuff, and they had to get an MRI done here before the surgery. And I went in for one at about midnight last night. And I did the MRI and everything and got through that. And then when I came back, the nurse says, hey, good news, you're back on a regular diet. You can order and eat stuff now. And I said, that isn't good news, because that means something is going on with the surgery. So I have, so then the doctor came back in at 3 a.m. and she went, yeah, we think this is a clean break, and we think that if we put you in a brace, it will heal naturally. I've been through this before, and that's going to be a super, super long heal. And even if it does, there's going to be where I'm not going to have full function of it. Where she said that the rods and stuff she put in there, she said basically I'd be up, and I said that's what kind of recovery time it was, and she was like 3-4 days you'd be up and walking out of here, no problem. And the other way, it's probably gonna be 6 months or more. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now that we're trying to figure it all out. I talked to the main surgeon, and he came in, and I expressed my displeasurement, we'll say, with him, with what there's been going on. And first they're saying I'm gonna never walk again if I don't get this done quick. Then they're going, oh well, let's put you in a brace and send you home. That's not cool. So I don't know what's going on, but basically what has happened is Tracy, say hello, Tracy.
No.
Tracy and I thought we were gonna get my pee bottle in the shot. Tracy has flown out here and with my two daughters, but it sucks. They can only one can be in a room at one time, so it kind of sucks. But they're out here. They jumped on a plane. This happened, and I called them and talked to them and told them what happened and what was going on, and they all jumped on a plane. I tried stopping them, but I guess they actually like me or something. I don't know. Rumor has it. But they're out here, and I guess there is a meeting being set up or something like this with the doctor, with the head neurosurgeon. And these 3 women are going to go sick on them. And we're going to figure out what's happening. I guess they have a list of questions. I'm staying out of it. I'm staying in my room. They can go have this meeting. And there's no way I want to be in there, have these 3 women coming after me. So there's a lot of pain. I can't sit. I can't walk. I can't lift my head. I can't lift my head up. As soon as I get like right there, it just feels like just shooting pains going down my back. I can't lift my left leg very high at all. I can lift it up. I can move them pretty good, my legs and stuff, but my left leg, I can move it up a little bit, and then it feels like there's a rope or something in my leg or something that's pulling really tight. So there's an issue there. So I just wanted to update you guys, and I have seen all the comments and everything that you guys are praying for me and stuff. I very much appreciate it. I so much appreciate all that. But Long Haul Larry's down for a little bit. We're gonna see what happens here. All my camera gear and stuff is at the shop. If I can get all my camera gear, I actually got a bunch of video shot. I can keep you guys entertained for a little while. I think I'd have the time to do editing too.
At least to your worries.
So, I don't know. So we're going to see what all happens over here in the next few days and start working forward from this. And we'll see what the future brings. So I'm going to let you guys go. And I hope that everybody out there is having themselves a great day, great night. Watching this here video. And if you're not, like me, well, we're just going to try it all over again tomorrow. I will catch you guys later. Bye.